I experienced a humiliation ritual today if you want to enjoy laughing at my pain. I participated in my first cycling race and it was mortifying. Just to set the stage, I have done a bunch of triathlons. I did them leading up to and in the beginning of the pandemic. I was 20 pounds lighter and 5 years younger. I'm now 50 years old and I have lost a lot of my strength, cardio wise and otherwise. So, anyway, this is to set the stage. I did choose one that is like low pressure, 17 miles. It's 5 loops of my home turf. So the place that I train on my bike. I have a very nice bike. I clip in. I have aero bars. Like, I'm pretty, I've spent my 10,000 hours on the bike. I'm no professional, right? There's no sponsorship. I wear yoga pants because I own all the other stuff too, but I'm more comfortable wearing normal workout clothes. Anyway, so you get there in the dark at, I get there about 6:30 a.m. The race starts at about 6:50. It's pitch black out. I've tied a headlamp to the front of my bike because I can't find my lights. And like I said, I'm wearing basically like what you would wear to a gym or a yoga class. And I would say I spotted 2 other females, one of which, I'm saying the word female non-derogatorily, one was an adult and one was what I think a teenager who was definitely faster than I am. Anyway, I have trained, but not properly for this race, but I have done, I have a lot of hours under my belt, so I'm not new to cycling this loop 5 times, okay? So this is like my home turf. I said it before, I'll say it again. So they let the pros go, and then they let the semi-pros go, and then it's our turn. And I am the only one actually there's one other guy that's like not in gear, that's not in a uniform, with like sponsorship on it. So I'm already thinking, oh God, like there's not a whole bunch of us novices together in the back of the pack. Like it's just what I felt like me. And I assure you it was once it got started. So they do, in waves, and it comes to our wave and it's time to go. And within seconds, everyone disappeared way beyond me around a curve, never to be seen again. I was alone. And I'm not exactly slow, but I am not my peak shape right now. And so already I am alone in this race, okay? Until, of course, the fastest people come around eventually, and I start to hear this hum behind me, and they're starting to approach from behind, right? They've made that loop and they're already starting to lap me. The issue is that I'm on my home turf and I know I need to stay to the left usually when I'm cycling. But actually in this race, I think you want to stay to the right. I think the faster riders stay to the left, and they're a big clump of what it seems like maybe 30 men. So I'm in the wrong place. I'm exactly in their way. So now 30 men are so pissed at me that they're having to be like a swarm of fish passing around me, and they pass within millimeters, right? Because they're trying to make sure that they stay as a clump, and I'm just a peasant in the way, but they're also pissed at me and trying to, show me how pissed they are. So I'm just desperately trying to stay straight and not get hit. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm like the most hated person on the road at this point. So as soon as they pass, I get to the far right thinking, okay, I'm just going to stick way far right and just hang over here and be my little slow, embarrassing self, okay? Fine, whatever. And then it comes to the fact that I have to do this lap 5 times. So what that means is that each time you pass where you check in and check out, where you start and finish. And that's where the audience is. So the real racers travel in a pack, just like you see on TV. But little old me by myself has to pass the audience in dead silence, of course, by myself. And they're probably at first, because your number's on your back, they're looking at me. I do not look professional, although my bike is really nice. But they might think I'm just a person out for a ride until I pass them so slowly. And then they see that there's a number on the back of me, and they probably are like, oh my God, she's in this race. So I'm dying of embarrassment when that happens. So then I just keep going, and I'm like, oh my God, you're just gonna have to get over yourself right now. And then it happens, so I get past that and I go around the next bend, and then the next group starts coming where you could just hear that hum of the 30 some odd men coming from behind. And then I just like, I don't want to make eye contact. I don't want to be be acknowledged. I'm as far right as I can get without being told that I'm disqualified. And they, again, swarm around me. They're so pissed at me. And we have a wide road at this point. Like, they didn't need to do that, but they did that. I don't know what the deal was, but whatever. I just had to just stay as straight as I could and just count the seconds till they pass by. And again, they all look back at me because they're like, who the F is this really annoying person who's so slow? Now, I'm a novice. Like, I mean, in this case, I'm a novice. And so I'm like, I just sign up as a novice. That's an option on this race. I didn't assert myself to be anything other. So anyway, that was miserable and humiliating. And then, and then I'm alone for a while. And then another group comes around and is pissed at me and within millimeters of me and looking back at me. And then I'm alone again. And so anyway, then I start feeling nauseous because I guess I'm just not really, I have not trained nearly enough. And there's photographers and then there's staff along the route. So the staff makes sure that you stay within the bounds or you're disqualified. And the photographers are looking for your numbers to know if you're just a normal human out for a stroll or if you're part of the race so they take your picture. Well, you can't tell from the front because your number's in the back. Well, you can tell with everybody that's in a clump or wearing jerseys with logos. But with me, you have no idea that I'm in the race until I've passed you by. You look at my back and see that there's a number. So they were, and not that I would want no photos, no recognition that I ever did this. So I don't know if there's any photos out there, but that was humiliating. And then towards the end, as I do the last 3 loops, just like nauseous, having to pass by the crowd that's growing at the finish line alone, again, humiliating. Another whoosh crowd of 30 men go by me, pissed at me, looking back at me. And then past the crowd again, that's just staring at me like, what does this lone slowpoke do? Like, just completely humiliating. And just for the record, my triathlons, I place easily like middle to upper middle of the triathlon. And we're talking like 10,000 plus people in these. So like, I was in much better shape than I am right now. And I also wasn't just competing cycling. So there was all sorts of skill sets in the triathlon. But anyway, finally, I am finishing my last lap. I feel like throwing up. I was miserable, but I was like, you know what? Let's just finish it. I did try and talk myself out of finishing because I felt miserable and I was embarrassed as hell. But I was like, just finish it. Just do the 5 laps and go home. So I finish it. I'm alone as opposed to in that huge pack. It is mortifying. I go past it so that I can circle around the back, hide my jersey and number, and then join the group and go get my bag where it was stored without having, hopefully, any recognition that I was who I was. It was just, oh my God. Anyway, I don't know if this story told in enough detail how humiliating it was. That's the word that I'll just keep using. I have never felt like that in my life, and I've run half marathons and, also played sports my whole life. But I did finish. I did hang around for a bit and not run away. I unfortunately have another one I've signed up for in the coming weeks, which is kind of the exact same place, loops, time of the day. And I'm sitting here going, I have 2 weeks to try to be fast. No, it will literally be me just doing the humiliation ritual again. So do I just do it? I want to wear like a mask. I want to disappear. I don't know. Anyway, I did it. Whatever. Am I going to become a cycler? Those people are insane. They're so competitive. Like, they're so unfriendly. Triathlons, you have all sorts of people, and the rules about cycling in triathlons is that you're required to have more space. You're not allowed to be too close to anybody else. And if you're going to pass them, you have to do it properly, quickly, with a lot of space. So there's just like, it's a lot safer cycling wise. There was a crash at the end, which I got on video, but I don't know if I should show because it's not my crash. But anyway, I think they're okay. But anyway, humiliating. I'll never forget it. Very humbling.